Hey guys, it's Adi here, and this is going to be a performance comparison of the Nokia Lumia 735, which is essentially the same as the Lumia 730, against the flagship Nokia Lumia 930 or Lumia Icon. Now, the Lumia 735 has 1 GB of RAM, so it meets the minimum requirements for most apps, but it also has only a Snapdragon 400 processor clocking at 1.2 GHz. So I did notice some lag and some stuttering while playing around with it, so let's check it out. Let's start off with a boot speed comparison of the two devices, and I'm going to boot them on 3. So 1, 2, 3, and they've both booted simultaneously. Now it's worth mentioning that the Lumia 735 obviously launches with Lumia Denim, which is the Nokia update, the 4th series of Nokia updates for Windows Phone 8 devices, and it brings some improvements and enhancements. And while the Lumia 930 is still running on Cyan, as well as Windows Phone 8.1 Update 1. As you can see, they're both booting, and the Lumia 930 seems to have booted a bit faster. So let's just give it a second. Or no, actually, the 735 has booted faster. And close both of that. Well, now that I've unlocked the phones, you can see I have both my start screens up and running, and I have my notification toolbar up on both with some smooth, nothing really going on there. So to test this out, I usually like just to run a few apps side by side and then show you the performance of both. So let's start out with a quick 6 tag performance or Instagram performance, see how quickly it loads. Lumia 930 loads it faster, loads the pictures faster, and the 735 seems to have used the cached picture instead of a new one. So if we go back and then we can run the Twitter app, wait for that to log in. Once again, the Lumia 735 loads faster, and if we refresh them both, they're both taking a horribly long time to refresh. But the 930 refresh first, and that's usually because the Twitter app itself sucks. So another app we can try out is the Facebook app, see how it performs. And you'll notice that the 735 doesn't have the resuming screens much or loading screens because of the 1 GB of RAM. But the Snapdragon 400, as I mentioned, does slow it down a bit. As you can see, once again, the 930 is still significantly faster, and that's due to the Snapdragon 800 and the 2 GB of RAM, as well as the faster processor. So another app we can try running is Baconet, the Reddit client. So let's just see what happens when we launch that. And the 930 launches it slightly faster, nothing really big deal. But what really makes a difference now is seeing how both apps resume into apps that we've previously opened. So if I hit the back button on both and go all the way back into 6 tag or Instagram, let's check that out right now. It resumed instantly, and let's try that again with Facebook. You saw the 735 screen flickered for half a second or even less, but it didn't give you the resuming or black screen that you usually get, So let's try that again onto Twitter. Once again, it loads really fast. I mean, you don't have any of the resuming or loading screens, and as I mentioned, that's due to the 1 GB of RAM, and pretty much that's usually a lot more than enough, but I found that sometimes it does experience some delay, specifically in the camera and when using Snapchat. So let's check that out. So let's launch the camera on both these devices and see how long it takes. So 1, 2, 3. They both open up pretty much the same. I think the 930 had some delay because I was, sorry. So one thing about the Lumia 735 though is that the fact that it actually does have some delay between pictures, image to image time. So let's check that out. It's a nice selfie opportunity. So the 930 was done while the 735 was still saving. You want to look at the saving word on top, so let's try that again. So saving, and it's saved. So it's about a second between shot to shots, and this is on the front facing camera. The main camera might actually take longer, so let's try that again. And capture. Saving living images takes quite a while. And let's try that one more time just for consistency. Yeah. So it does take a bit of time, not too much time, but it does take a bit. One app I want to show you though on the 735 in terms of this being a performance test is actually Snapchat, and I wasn't a fan of the performance of 6snap on the 735, even though it's a selfie phone, and of course people with selfies, addictions are going to want to use Snapchat a lot. Snapchat was very unreliable on this phone. So here we have a snap. Let's take a picture. It took it, waiting, and it captured. So let's try that again. Sometimes it fails to capture completely and it just reboots. Waiting. There you go. So if we exit the app now, go back to Snapchat again, load it again, and try that one more time. So 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, there's a good 2 or 3 seconds between capturing that, and it's acceptable, but sometimes it takes even longer. And sometimes it'll hang on that black screen that you just saw just a few seconds ago. And that's not really cool, and I mean, especially for a phone that's aimed at the social people. But besides that, I didn't have really any major issues with the 735's performance. I've been using it as my daily phone for the past week or so now, and I really like it. So what do you guys think of the performance of the 735? Let me know down in the comments down below. And if there's anything else you want to see about the phone, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I'll try getting back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys around.